Hey everybody, welcome back to the shop. For 10 more minutes, canopy molding action. Okay, I figured you guys want to see this. Okay, it's still pretty floppy back there. Now I do not want this coming off, man, after I smear that resin on there. Because it is too late, okay? So I got me a piece of wood, put a piece of wood on there, marked it around. It's going to hold it. Right on the end of them tabs, just perfect, right where I want it. I'll poke my eye out with a glue stick. And that suck. Glue stick got him, boys. That wouldn't be very manly, would it? Okay. Oh, that's just beautiful, man. That's just beautiful. That's just beautiful. Where did it go? Oh. I'm just going to pile some glue up right there. Pile it up. That glue's cheap. We don't melt our plastic. I didn't think about that. Better slow down. See where I got it held? Bam, bam, right on them ears. So as soon as it cools, I should be able to take my tape off. And then I'm cleaning it up. Okay. Cut me a nice square piece off of my one of my spreaders. That's what I like to use. I find these spreaders work best for claying, man. Go straight across the bottom first. You know, I like it. This clay kind of pushes it away and creates a little separation. But what it does on this bottom piece, man, it's just plain as day where that is, you know, and I like that. So we're going to do the same thing on there. I just know where to put my tape and stuff when I'm masking them off, you know, from apart all. Because if it was just flat, you know, if that piece was perfect, if this bottom was just perfectly flat, it would be hard to know where to tape it off, you know, where to prime it and all that goo. And with it being raised just a little bit, it just makes it just perfect. Oh, someone asked me about my primer. I get it on O'Reilly's. It's an epoxy primer. There's a new gallon right here. It's almost an olive drab. You can almost just clear coat this stuff with some flat clear. But it's an epoxy primer. Yeah, you thin it. It comes with a hardener. Here's a small can. But it comes with a catalyst hardener. And you mix it 4 to 1, like to 1. 4 to 1 to 1, something like that. Or and then that's for cars, remember. But we're modeling, so we got to thin it a little bit more. Because we don't want it on as thick as a car. You know, that's where auto body men that are not modelers and don't know that, and you go have them paint your plane, man, they'll put everything on too thick, man. I know a buddy that paints, he says if you don't get a couple runs in your clear coat, you ain't getting your clear coat on thick enough. Man, he can get a big old sag out and buff it, never know it was there. But we don't play that, we don't put our stuff on so thick. That's just a little, what I've noticed anyway. Because I had a friend of mine paint a plane in them racing days, you know, for another friend of mine. And had a big old run in the wing. He said, well man, you don't get it, you don't get a couple runs, you ain't getting it on there thick enough. And he took this little stone he's got, man, and he just kind of like a little file, but it's in the shape of a stone, and you just kind of rubbed it on there and got it all flat and buffed it, sanded it and buffed it. Couldn't even tell it was there. It was amazing. But I don't like to paint like that. I prefer not to paint like that, is how I should say. I'm not saying it's wrong. Y'all know what I mean. Bam, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Okay, let's take this tape off. It's still kind of floppy, you know, but we just got to be careful with it. It'll be fine. Once you get a couple of resin, coats of resin setting up on it, it'll be fine as wine. I'm just gonna, what, sure enough, that hot glue gun melted that a little bit, but it's alright. Didn't hurt a thing. It's gonna make some nice molders, buddy. It's gonna come out good. Just gotta be careful with it, man. Once you get something like this clayed up, man, you don't want to leave it sitting around. You want to just get it covered ASAP. Your clay will crack and expand and contract, and you have to do it again. Because if your clay ain't right, your corner ain't going to be right. That clay's got to be good. Just like that. Bam. It's worth doing, it's worth doing right. Gotta remember what your daddy told you a long time ago. Cut that off nice and square. Right there. Beautiful. Just gotta be careful. Be careful. This is the most fragile parting plane I've ever made, as far as being floppy and loose. We'll just call this one Lucy, huh? We'll get old Lucy out the basement. We'll lay up some canopies. You know, there's a chance I probably wouldn't have to do this where that double-faced tape is, you know. But if it does happen to wick in there a little bit and seep in there, it'll just create a real rough edge. You know, because it'll want to glue itself to that dang tape. And it'll just, you know, it wouldn't, not enough to make it stick, it'll just create a rough, real rough